In the Manosphere, they talk about and complain about women that they are attracted to. They're attracted to the gold digging woman, and they complain about and try to manage what they're attracted to. They make it out like all women are that way when really they're just drawn to women who are going to use them for money, resources, and material things. A lot of the time, the women who care so much about looks and materialism have been hurt by men, and they think that all men are like that. So they think they might as well get someone who looks good or is rich if they're going to be hurt and abused anyways. The main thing I notice about the Manosphere is that they engage in a lot of hypocrisy against women, and also that they gravitate towards and put themselves in situations that they complain about. For instance, they make fun of single women, but I don't see them in a relationship or a ring on their finger either. They complain about women not being traditional women, but they're not traditional men. They talk about women's standards being too high, but I mean, they have unrealistic standards themselves. I don't get why this is such a big thing, a few women having standards that are too high for them. I don't think it has to do with, gender. I think we all know that guy that has standards for a woman that's out of his league. But I mean, if that's what they want to go for, let them. How is that affecting anything except for themselves? They might end up alone. That's their own personal business. I think you should let them live how they want to live and do what they want to do and deal with whatever consequences that has for them, which most likely it won't have any. Like, I don't get why these guys are all up in their feelings and mad because the whole world doesn't want to sleep with them. I don't get this. Why can't they just be realistic about the situation? Humans are different and they like different things. Why cry about a situation? Why cry about women who don't want you? Why don't you focus on women who do want you? Why look to women who don't prefer you? That's their own personal business. They complain about women rejecting them, but I mean, don't they reject women? Aren't they mad at women because they aren't behaving or living how they want them to? Aren't they going their own way? Like, what is the thing with rejection? No one owes you anything. You're not entitled to anything from women. I mean, what else do you get rejected from? Schools, rental applications, jobs. I mean, rejection is just a part of life. That's up to the woman or the entity to determine what their standards are or what is acceptable for them, and if you're up to par or not. A lot of the time it sounds like they're talking about some random woman that they saw like on the street or on the subway or at a grocery store, like where a woman is just going about her business or going about her day. And yeah, that happens to me. Like, random guys will, come up to me, try to hit on me, like I'm just grocery shopping or, on my way home or something like that. Like, they don't even know I might be in a relationship. And, in the past I have said, well, I have a boyfriend, and they'll still persist. Like, why don't you go to a bar or a club or online dating or a social environment where approaching people in that sort of way is expected? They complain about women in their 30s or 40s wanting relationships, but they take till 30 or 40 to get established and ready for a relationship. If you are 30 or 40 yourself, or you're over that age, then you are old. Why are you calling someone younger than you old? They don't understand that age works the same way for men as it works for women. I don't see that much of a difference between how men age and how women age. I think some men age nicely, some women age nicely. I think people age differently sometimes. And they have this perception of younger women being into older men. Yeah, I never had that point of view. When I was like in my early 20s or whatever, yeah, I was always into men around my own age, maybe, a couple years older, maybe around a couple years younger, normally like within a year or so. The long-term relationship I was in, my guy was actually 2 years younger than me. So yeah, he was my young buck. So, but yeah, I never considered, a guy way older. I thought, late 20s, 30s was old. But yeah, I never thought of anything older. I thought like late 20s, 30s. I thought that was age very far away from where I was in age. And I didn't have interest in, someone that much older. And they have this idea of all women waiting to like 40 to start a relationship or get married or what have you. That sounds more like of like an outlier situation. I've never seen this in my personal life. I've never heard of this in my personal life. Yeah, at my job, I see a lot of, people getting married at younger ages, in their 20s, early 30s. More of what it sounds like is maybe you're up in age and these are the sort of women that you're attracting. Maybe you've done the same sort of thing in your life, but you're looking to younger women, you're looking to women out of your league. If you're looking for a relationship with someone way younger than you or way older than you, then yeah, you're looking for a relationship with a person that's out of your league. They talk about having a preference for younger, uneducated women. I think that's because they think they can impress them easier. I understand physical attraction, but why would you be interested mentally in someone much younger than you? I mean, they're not going for the smart or mature women. They're going for the ones basically still living the life of a child. She's still going to be figuring things out. If a woman is very young and dumb, she's not going to have much substance. She's not going to be the most stable person to be in a relationship with. Then you want to blame women for not being relationship material, but you're not going about relationships in a way that's conducive to a relationship. Like you're complaining about hookup culture, but engaging in hookup culture, then you're complaining about all the women you come across being a part of hookup culture, and then you're thinking that all women are thoughts, but that's what you're going after and what you're trying to appeal to. So I don't know if you're confused or if you don't know what you want or you know what you want and you're angry about it. So you failed to get the type of person that you wanted in your life. Either they're not attracted to you or they're out of your league. It just sounds like the type of relationship that you're wanting doesn't exist except for in a toxic way. I don't think that women as a whole are a problem. I just think you as a person go about relationships in a toxic way. So yeah, these guys want women to be submissive and cooperative with them. They try to achieve this by manipulating and abusing them. They believe that treating women badly is the right thing to do. Yeah, they don't understand human nature, in my opinion. They believe respect comes from fear and repression, and they think they need to basically beat women into submission as a way to get the relationship that they want. The woman will end up feeling like she can get someone better simply because you are treating her terrible. So yeah, it's no shock. Why would she not leave for someone who is treating her right and better? It sounds like they want the woman down beneath them like concrete. So yeah, I don't see how this tactic is going to work. They have the idea where if they withhold validation from the woman, then that will keep her around. I mean, it sounds like you're dealing with an insecure woman in the first place. So yeah, the next man that validates her, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she just went off with him. I think they call this like negging, where they withhold validation from the woman and they try to hurt the woman's self-esteem. I think I experienced this one time with a guy that I was with. At first, I just thought he was, kind of teasing a little bit. And like, I really like this guy. So yeah, with the, with the teasing, I thought, oh, well, this kind of, breaks the awkward silence. I thought maybe he was just trying to keep things interesting and was just picking on me a little in a like playful teasing kind of way. But yeah, I liked him anyway. He didn't really need to do that. And, in the back of my mind, I was starting to get, a little salty about the digs that he was giving me. Because, yeah, he kept kind of doing this behavior. So yeah, it was just one of the cons that was adding up. So yeah, eventually, that kept in the back of my mind, and that was one of the main reasons why, I broke it off with him. So yeah, I'm really not too sure how this works or in what situation this works, or, if it even works at all, or, if it's other things going on. And that was a pretty light situation. These guys, in the Manosphere, they sound like they really try to go in and they really try to hurt the woman's self-esteem. If you're abusing someone and treating them poorly and wanting them to be submissive, submissive meaning in which you basically lie back and take whatever is given. I mean, I don't think the person being abused is the one that's the problem here. No, it's your actions and people responding to your actions. I don't think anyone actually wants to live in fear and anxiety, no matter how submissive they are. There's only so much a person can take before they fight back. That's just human nature. Eventually, it sounds like you're trying to turn your relationship into a wrestling match. If you're an abusive man, you'll struggle with whoever you are with because of how you treat your partner. You're not going to find someone that is not going to struggle with you because you are harming your partner. What do you expect them to do? To sit back while you wreck their lives? No, they're not going to have the freedom to love or be functional in the relationship. And yeah, they'll want to get away from that. Like, self-preservation is a part of human nature. If a man is wanting someone who is submissive and cooperative, it might mean that he's bringing a lot of unfavorable things to the relationship. It's most likely an inner issue to do with himself and has nothing to do with anything else. You see, they need something fake. They can't get a real relationship. They're showing that what they are is someone who doesn't love themselves, and all they get are women who are not confident in themselves and don't love themselves. You'll never find the right one because you're not true to yourself. So you'll never love the woman you're with for who they are, and they'll never love you for who you are. I don't get why they bother women if they deem themselves undesirable to women. He doesn't think he's a good enough man, so this will stop him from finding the right woman for him. He doesn't want to work on who he truly is as a man. There's someone out there for him, but he'll always miss her because he does not want anyone to know who he really is. Yes, there are women drawn to the so-called bad boy, just as you can find men similar who seek out women who've been to prison or in jail. But why would they want to be with a woman who wants to be with someone like that? Why are you offended that someone like that doesn't prefer you? You have to think what makes someone like that. They are probably damaged and have a low self-worth. Not a healthy person who thinks that they can get true love or a relationship with a stable person. I see a cross-section here. In the Manosphere, they're always worried about such and such woman not wanting them. They don't focus on women that would be a good fit for them because they see them as less than, because they see themselves as less than. Any woman interested in them for them, they view as flawed and unappealing. They are insecure and they always think that no one can love them for them, so they seek out women who can't love them for them, and then they get burned and angry. That doesn't have to do with a woman not wanting a man and making him feel undesirable. The reason he internalized it is because he felt himself to be less than in the first place. So it wasn't really women who did him wrong, it was himself who did himself wrong and cheating himself out of anyone worth his time and who was going to love him. So yeah, it's not a surprise that the women you attract are using you and nothing that they actually love. They don't think they are worthy of being considered a valuable partner in someone's life, so they think the best thing to do is be used. What they need to do is work on yourself and see yourself as a valuable option for a real relationship.